This time on BARMY, we step back in time to visit the office of Sir Arthur Travers Harris, more commonly known as Bomber Harris. Recreated by Dave Brown, this is the office from which Bomber Harris planned Britain's strategic bombing campaign against Nazi Germany. Dave keeps the Harris Room alive for history and education.
Well, we're in Lancaster Block at RAF Wickham, and the Harris Room is the office of the former Chief of Bomber Command, Sir Arthur Harris, and we put this office back together about eight or 9 years ago now. But this is my main sort of little hobby that I have, is running the Harris Room. I've just gone past the 5,000 mark with visitors, and I've raised over, just coming up to £1,700 in the last year. As you know, in the Air Force there are two museums, one at Cosford, one at Hendon. Now, anything the Air Force don't want to use and think, well, the museum say, well, we don't want to put that on display, they store it in the old maintenance unit at Stafford. So when we decided to put this office back together, we thought, I wonder if the museum has still got Bomber's desk. So we phoned them and we asked, have you still got Bomber's desk? And they said, yes. They said, can we, any chance we can loan it? He said, it's not in very good condition. It's getting a bit tatty. He said, the tattier the better. So we went up, two of us went up to Stafford, had a look at it. It was stacked up on a pallet. It was covered in spiders, cobwebs, you name it, there was everything on it. They got it down on the floor, and all we've done is polish it. We've never touched it, changed anything, because of it, that's the authenticity out the window if we start touching it. The clock, we brought that out of the Chief of the Air Staff's office when it was a CNC, and we just said, can we have our clock back? And he said, take the damn thing then. But everything you see, the only thing that's in here that's not genuine is the table, because that's a G-plan table, but we couldn't get an old long table, because everything we do, we have to more or less buy ourselves. Like the squawk box you see behind me, that is owned by the station. The station bought me that because they found that somebody had one, was selling it, and then the historical branch phoned me and said, Dave, we've got your squawk box. I said, oh, have you? He said, yeah, you've got to buy it. I said, how much does he want for it? He said, £166. So I went to the station commander and they bought that, so that belongs to the station. But you see the map on the wall over there? That map, I had a visitor in here from Jersey, and he said, I want to send you something I've got in my keep. I said, okay, what's it? And that map's been signed by Bomber Harris. I think it's nice for people to look back at history. It's all right looking forward, but sometimes you have to look back, because people are taught this at school, history, and I get young children of 10, 11 who will sit there like that, mesmerised, because you're talking about something. You try and bring history alive, and you do that, especially with the dam busters part of it, where you can show them exactly where Barnes Wallace walked through that door there. And it's just bringing history alive, and people love it.
Damage to Dresden, hampering the Wehrmacht, helps Konev's forces 70 miles away.
The local school, they're teaching about the history of the Second World War. And it just gives them a little tiny insight into a part of that Second World War. The great plan of this camp is to knock down the buildings that were built prior to the Second World War, this being one of them. But apparently now they're going to put a preservation order on this one to keep this building because of this office. I just love doing it. Love it to bits. My wife used to say to me, you'd give me up for the damn Air Force. No, I love the job.